Morning and welcome back to the 6 a.m. club where we start our day inspired. And can I say that I really started my day inspired today? During the week, I post random quotes on my LinkedIn account. If we're not connected in LinkedIn, let's connect. Okay, let's start there. But I post these quotes randomly on LinkedIn, and typically what I do on Saturdays is that I pick the one quote that more people have liked. And this week there's been two that have gotten some momentum, and I've even got people talk to me about them. So I'm gonna try to cover both of them today in this short little episode of the 6 a.m. club. So grab your cup of coffee and let's dig into these couple of quotes. Okay, the first one, it's really not a quote, but it's something, I guess it is, but it's not. It's not a quote that you will find anywhere. It's just something that I wrote on LinkedIn. And it says, "No one is perfect. I don't believe in perfection, but I believe in looking at myself and standing tall and proud of who I am, perfectly imperfect." And this is just a reminder, right? A gentle nudge to release the heavy burden of perfection, because we many times strive for something that doesn't even exist. We missed opportunities because we think we are not perfect for the opportunity. And sometimes we just need to be reminded that we need to embrace the fact that perfection doesn't exist. That what's real, that what's authentic, what is beautiful is our imperfect beings. It's perfect that we are imperfect because that makes us unique. And in a previous episode, I talk about how uniqueness is your superpower. So embracing more of that and more often. I think it's something personally I can do more sometimes. And I think that if everyone would embrace more their imperfections and in a way that they would feel proud of them, we would have more authentic relationships and we will all thrive together, because that would mean that we can be authentically ourselves with each other and we can accept each other with our imperfections. And wouldn't that be, I guess, perfect? It is an utopia, but it would be amazing to live in a world that felt that way. Now, what I do believe, while I believe that no one is perfect and perfection doesn't exist, I do believe that not only we can feel proud of who we are and we need to embrace our imperfections, but I also believe that we should strive to show up as the best self, as our best selves. That whatever the situation is, whatever the day, whatever how we are feeling that day, we can show up as our best selves. And that is going to look different every time, right? I think that's also something that is important to understand and to accept, that not every day you showing up at your best is going to look exactly the same, because we are humans. We're not robots, right? We have emotions, we have good days, we have bad days. It fluctuates. And the only thing at the end of the day that we can do is to strive to show up as our best selves every day, in every situation, however that looks like. Now, I mentioned before that when we hold back on ourselves because we don't think we are qualified, because we don't think we are perfect for an opportunity, what happens is that we become risk adverse. right? We don't step outside of our comfort zone, and we don't take the shots at those opportunities, because before anyone unqualifies us, we are already unqualifying ourselves, and we're depriving ourselves from the opportunity of taking that shot. And that comes to the second quote that I shared this week, which says, you will inevitably miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. And that's why I wanted to combine these two things in this episode today. You're going to hear me next week talk about a little bit about this from a very personal experience. I think a lot of times we keep waiting and waiting and waiting for that perfect moment, for the moment that we are perfectly qualified to take the shot. And by not doing it, and by keep waiting on it, what we do is that we take dents in our own self-confidence. And it's becoming harder and harder, one, for us to take the risk, but two, for us to just accept ourselves with all our imperfections. So here's my invitation for you today, because, I can't leave you without a call to action, an invitation for you to do something with these words that we just unbundled today. And that is, I want you to think about, what is that one shot that you haven't taken? That thing that you really want to do, that you want to pursue, that you're holding yourself back because you believe that you're not perfectly qualified for it. I don't know if you believe in God or the universe or any main power, but I have heard someone once told me, God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. So here is my invitation, right? Identify that one shot, again, that you want to take, that you've been holding back because you think you're not perfectly qualified. And I want you to reflect on how being imperfectly qualified is an advantage. Embrace that and go for it. Because here's the thing. What is the worst that can happen? Really, what is the worst that can happen if you pursue that opportunity, if you take that shot and you don't score? What is the worst that can happen? Or even better, what is the best that can happen if you take the shot and you end up scoring? Think about that for a minute. Think about what that would look like for you, what that would mean for you. And just go take that shot. Remember, we're all perfectly imperfect, and it is in our imperfections that our uniqueness shines. So go out there, my friend, take that shot and make today absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for joining me again on another episode of the 6 a.m. Club. Next week, if you follow the podcast, we will have a new episode on Tuesday and not Monday, and there is a special reason for that. So stay tuned. New episode dropping on Tuesday. Very special episode, by the way. And until next time, keep embracing your beautiful imperfections and taking those shots. Remember, you are capable of extraordinary things.